Bortle here at the Baton Rouge, Louisiana retail. My goodness. Please introduce yourself to the world, man. What you use?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Devin Schlink with Pop One Podcast, and I just got top 8 with Naturia Runick in a super heavy Pearly format.
Both super heavy?
Yeah, I didn't think it was very good, but my super heavy cards were coming in, and I just went back to what I know, what I'm comfortable with.
Wow, what deck beat you in Swiss?
So I got one draw in Swiss to Dinos, surprisingly.
Oh, wow.
I ended up drawing 6 cards, and all he was on was top deck and the Tyranitar or whatever, and I couldn't get a Runick just to stop him and draw, and then they have just so much gas and the OTK potential, and then I lost the first place playing cash. I got D-Shifter, Ibley, Ash, game 3, so not that good. Yeah.
Well, any shout-outs before we begin?
Yeah, absolutely. Pop One Podcast. Check us out, our YouTube and stuff like that. Check out Preston, my teammates, Troy, huge shout out to Alex. Troy was my ride, everyone on the team, Murphy, etc., Danny, everyone I play test with. Shout out Aurora for these amazing field center and tokens. Saga Dark Clown's the GOAT. She also makes these tokens, super cool.
Nice.
And yeah, everyone who just helped me get here. I found out I didn't have an invite, so this is the last regionals. I'm gonna go get it. So.
Oh, perfect. Without further ado, please show us the top 8 Runick jewelry.
All right, not too crazy to be honest. It's the standard Naturia lineup. I think this deck is very solved by now. There's 7 flex spots, and I adjusted accordingly to what I thought I'd see in the meta. So that's what I went with. So yeah, this is the standard ratio. You need to see it. Majority of the games you lose is when you don't get into the Naturia engine and you're just on Runicks, because all you have is 1 negate and 1 pop and then like a battle stopper. So that's it for the Naturias. They're all good, great discard fodder, makes powerful boards. For other monsters, I main deck 2 Kurakaras. I wasn't doing this for a while, but I felt Cash is still the best deck, even with Samurai and Pearly out right now, and I wanted to have a really good answer. And if I can bait the Appaloosa with Samurai and the Barone and then tribute both and take their Barone, I thought I'd be in a very good spot, even if I couldn't battle. So that's why I ran this. Came up once, and it was actually really clutch. I tributed over like 2 things and then brought back his Fenrir, and it was awesome.
Oh, geez. Nice. I got some more stuff.
I think this is mandatory, this format, no matter what you're playing. Very easy to play around in this deck. You just activate your stuff, draw, and then on their stuff, you know, pitch it. I just wanted to end Samurai's turn, or even Pearly's, depending on their hand, and then I can pop a Baguska all day, so that was the thought process on that. Then for the Runicks, 3 tip your Searcher, 3 flashing your Popper, 3 freezing your Imperm, 3 destruction your back row stopper, 3 slumber your battle stopper and your protection, and 1 dispelling. I ended up cutting the hammer, and I didn't play the golden droplet or anything.
Whoa, do you miss those?
I wasn't really short on Runicks all day. There was a couple times where I did only open 1, but then that meant I had more Naturias, and that kind of just got me there. And I would live for a turn, and then you're gonna top deck a Runick card, and I already had Fountain at that point. So I only played 1 minus from the count, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I only cut the hammer. I think Dispelling's still pretty good. It came up against Sword Soul. He added a card, and then I just got to discard it and put me in a winning state there, because Tears out the format, so I think it's worth it.
Nah, I don't mind. We're having a fun interaction.
And then the 2 Fountain. I tried 3 for a while. It's just not the correct call. It is great to open it, but then you're just going to get hit with Droll harder. I like the chain block. I think 2 is just still appropriate. I did get both Cosmic Cyclone, and I still won that game, even though they were both out of rotation. 1 called by. I know everyone's going to be on Droll, and I hard lose to D-Shifter, which is what happened in my final round. My 1 loss was Shifter, and I didn't see the called by. It came up 1 time, and it wasn't huge, to be honest, so I'm not really sure. It's hard to see the 1 of, you know? It's a win more, and then it doesn't help your engine, but... And then 3 Dark Roller. I've always been on this in the main, over the Kaijus and things like that, just because this would answer all of Sprite's board, it would answer all of Super Heavy's boards, things like that, and then I just exit on them. So it puts them on Valor or Mourner, and I figured those would be good odds. Didn't resolve it a single time.
What's the main deck count?
40 cards.
Perfect 40.
Yep, a clean 40. Going on to extra deck. I played the 2 Hugin. That's more than enough. 2 Jerry. Great popping resource loop. 1 Munin, basically your time card, but it's also really good against cash because of their targeting and other things that will just target your set back row. You'll see my side pattern. 1 Donner. This was my Ibley out. Didn't see it in the end, but this was amazing. I coraled, baroned, donnered, and just cracked a whole board. That's it for fusions and link. 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Nat Beast, 1 Barkion. Never made, didn't face traps. Made it every time, made it every time. One guy had to read it because I could just do this every turn, and I did. It was great.
Oh, man.
He drolled me. I was like, I'll leave it on board. Charge Warrior for your draw, Chinging for your 10, and your Baron. Every cash player I faced took this out of the deck, or they took both, and then, like, I mean, that's fine. I still had Exciton, Nat Beast, Donner. Like, there's just so much gas, even if they take these. Those are your powerhouses, and then 1 Dugaris, 1 Baguska, and Exciton. Never got to make it because I never resolved Dark Ruler. Never made it because I didn't want to make it against cash, even though I could have, just because I know they can go into the Ogre or whatnot and attack over. Made this a few times. This was amazing, especially when I had Sunflower up, and then I link it off to make Dawnfur get a pop. I got my draw 2, I got my Tree Search. This card's just amazing. And if your Baron's gone, you reborn it, so. That's it for the extra. Baguska was the only subpar one. It used to be Blood Memphis, but I wanted to play more competitive today.
Goodness of Christ.
Yeah. I sided the Bestial package. Afraid of Mathmech. They have just 1 card combos and so many hand traps. In this deck, if you get 2 to 3 hand traps, you're in a very bad spot. So I just wanted to stop their Sugma, and this has great synergy too with getting Zeused as well as your Sync 10 plays, because these are just all 6s for your Camellia Tuner. 3 Kumongus. This was for a Rise Heart Pass as well as Pearly. So I wanted a Kaiju. Couldn't afford Gamma Seals, and even though I know I probably should play it because it's level 8. And I didn't want to play any of the bigger ones. And I could Mole Cricket under it for 2.
Oh, there you go.
Same as Gamma Seal, but I didn't want to pay the money for them, to be honest. 2 Grave of the Super Ancient Organisms. This card was really good. I saw it twice against cash in 2 of my games, and it definitely performed. It puts them in a very, very weird spot. You know they're just going to have to Zeus you, or just, I don't know, it puts them in weird lines where they just keep looping their regular Rise Heart and stuff like that. And then you just save your pop for it, and you're good. Plus, I didn't think people were going to put a lot of back row on me against me, and if they did, it was Cyclone for the Fountain, and then I hit them with a Floodgate, and they're like, oh no, because I can protect it with Hugin. And then 3 TC-Boo. There's only one scenario where this really hurts me, and that is when I'm on Camilla Sunflower. But other than that, my board was Baron, Chinging, TC-Boo, and then like 6 in hand. So like you weren't playing. And it puts cash in a very tough spot, hurts Super Heavy Samurai. It hits like all the decks right now. And the fact that I can protect it from generic destruction, it's just really good. And the only thing it hurts is my Sunflower. So once I've double Sunflowered, and then I sit on this, and I mean, you're not getting past it. And then 3 Ash, because I respected Branded. I don't think this is amazing main deck, especially in my deck where I'm running a discard. Like my Hugin I have to discard, my Coral Dragon I discard. All these cards I'm losing hand advantage. Me going 1 for 1 with an Ash on a Fenrir Unicorn, just anything, it's just not really worth it. But Branded, it's like, oh, a turn skip. So that's the only reason I ran a 1 for 1, because I don't agree with siding 1 for 1 cards, unless it just ends your turn, which this kind of does against Branded.
Sweet. Well, congrats
and that
on
was
the
it.
top, man. So,
Thank you.
and, yeah, until next time, everyone, right? Let's
All right.
go. That's going to be it, everyone. Bortle out.